and welcome to National Focus. I am Adicia Burton. In the headlines, American Airlines expands daily flights from Miami to Dominica. Residents of Bellevue Chopin settlement pleased with housing accommodation. And a special feature on advancements within the digital economy. The details of the headline stories and more when we return.
Ride safe, wear a helmet, safer roads in the nature aisle. This message was brought to you by the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Welcome back. Dominica is poised to benefit from the resumption of daily flights with American Airlines this upcoming summer and winter season. This significant expansion results from discussions at Routes America's 2024 and is expected to further improve economic growth on the island.
Following a successful dialogue at Routes Americas in Bogota, Colombia, the Ministry of Tourism is pleased to announce that American Airlines will be resuming its daily service on the Miami to Dominica route for both summer and winter seasons of 2024. This expansion, driven by market demand and customer input, aims to provide an enhanced travel experience with greater convenience and flexibility. Importantly, this service increase is also anticipated to bring significant benefits to hoteliers, fostering a more robust tourism economy through increased visitor numbers and occupancy rates.
Communications and Public Relations Specialist of Discover Dominica Authority, Ms. Monel Alexis, shared greater details about the expansion and its projected impact for the travel destination.
American Airlines will augment its service from 3 weekly flights to daily flights between Miami International Airport and Douglas Charles Airport, starting from June 5th to August 5th, 2024, and then from November 5th, 2024 to March 31st, 2025. This enhancement in flight frequency will afford passengers a wider array of travel options, significantly reducing layover times and offering more desirable departure schedules.
This expansion will have far-reaching positive effects due to the influence of tourism on other economic sectors.
The introduction of daily flights during the winter season is especially beneficial to hoteliers and the broader hospitality sector in Dominica. This strategic move is expected to drive increased tourism during this peak period, supporting the local economy by boosting local bookings and stimulating growth in related service industries.
This expansion is evidence of Dominica's commitment to foster strategic partnerships in creating sustainable opportunities for air access. 8 years ago, the community of Petite-Savanne was severely devastated by Tropical Storm Erica, leading to the relocation of the community after it was declared a special disaster area. More in this report.
Dominicans awoke Thursday, August 27 to flooding and mudslides as a result of Tropical Storm Erica, which dumped over 10 inches of rain on the island in just 6 hours. The weather system resulted in over 10 confirmed deaths and over a dozen missing, especially in the Petite-Savanne community. GIS News spoke with some of the survivors of Erica, who are now residents of the settlement community in Bellevue Chopin. Gilbert Thomas, 78, has been living in the resettlement community for 3 years now and lives alone. But in spite of that, he says he's enjoying his new home and surroundings.
Yeah, I live there alone. Everybody, people there living alone. It's not me alone that living alone there, alone in the area there. You have four houses. 4 houses. They live in there alone.
Mr. Thomas says he's still able to farm in Petite-Savanne.
Yeah.
For farming or?
Yeah. I have my breadfruit tree, my jelly tree. Yeah.
So you can go back there for your...
But I miss it a lot but I still go in there.
When it comes to his new home, Mr. Thomas has few words, but he is direct.
This one, I like it. I'm in it. Like it very much. Mm.
In his senior years, Mr. Thomas has no children, but having other relatives living nearby makes life easier and more enjoyable.
My sister house, I go in my sister house, I'm making the whole day by my sister house. Is the bathing, is the breakfast, lunch, and late in the afternoon, 6 o'clock, I come back in my home.
He looks forward to spending time with his nieces and nephews who visit him occasionally. Thomas says with a house like this, he's not worried about the upcoming hurricane season.
Some people talking, they say they're strong, but my sister have a nice dung, she has better strong for this one. But I can still pass hurricane. If a big hurricane like 200 miles an hour, thing like that, I will go my sister. But if it's 60 miles, 70 miles, 80 miles, I will still stay in my place.
Stephanie Fontaine has been a resident of the Bellevue Chopin settlement since 2020.
Oh yeah, I find here is very safe. You know, we can be here with our windows, with our doors open. And I like it because it's very cool, you know, and cold and nice.
Fontaine, who is originally from Fort Saint-Jean, says the climate in Bellevue Chopin is more conducive to farming.
I've been a farmer all my life, and I have a little piece of land over there that I farm, you know, and I farm around the house too, you know, and here, you know, in Fort Saint-Jean it's very hot, so you need water to always give your plants to grow. But here, the temperature is cool and rain falls here nearly every day, so and the soil is very fertile. So whatever you plant here just grows crazily, grows well, you know.
It's been a number of years since the relocation of the settlement, and the people have since gelled as a community, looking out for their neighbor.
Yeah, it's good, you know. We have this neighborhood there, this small one, and everybody is together, you know. We are one, you know. Sometimes,
looking out for each other.
Yeah, we look out for each other. Like if the neighbor, if it's like 9 o'clock and the neighbor didn't see me, he'll come and knock on the door. What's wrong with you? What's happening? And the neighbor you just come and talk to, I always look out for him because he's elderly and he lives alone. I live alone too, but you know, we look out for each other.
Just like her neighbor, Mr. Thomas, Stephanie is pleased that her home is hurricane-proof.
Oh yes, somebody who built those single homes told me that they build the homes here with 8-inch blocks. You know, the walls are 8-inch blocks and the roof is concrete. It's concrete and plus they put galvanized on top. So whenever it's hurricane season, we around here in the single homes, we say we will stay in our homes. The only problem is the windows, you know, windows might get broken and so, but we don't, but we don't expect the wind to lift up the house and go with it like other times, you know.
And that is peace of mind, eh?
Oh yes, yeah. We believe the homes can go for a Category 5 hurricane. You know, it would, first of all, the roof is concrete, so we don't expect it to go, you know, and then we're inside or in the rain. So we feel good about that.
She commends government's housing revolution and its impact on the quality of life of citizens.
I think it's a good idea, you know, especially a lot of people in Petit Savant, Fisher, Bagatelle, Jubi, call it people that have homes here. They live in very small and unstable homes, you know, homes that would fall in any strong wind, you know, and another thing is a lot of families who are big, you know. You have a lot of people and grandchildren and children living in the same house, and the government would give some of the children their own homes, you know, so now you haven't got too many people living in one house. And
People like their privacy when they're growing up.
Yeah, you know, so that's a good thing. It's a good idea.
Thank you, Julian, for that report. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
Bache and buckle. Safer roads in the Nature Isle. This message was brought to you by the Government of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Welcome back. The government of Dominica has focused heavily on developing the digital economy. Numerous investments have been made with the establishment of digital hubs around the island and initiatives such as Work Online Dominica and the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project. Mrs. Chopin, can you share with us an overview of the goals and objectives of the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project and how it is making an impact in the Dominican society?
Okay, well, just to step back a bit, in 2020, the government of Dominica would have taken a loan from the World Bank to fund the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project. This project actually is being implemented in 4 islands, Dominica being one of them. Then you have St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you have St. Lucia, you also have Grenada, and there are regional components. And those regional components are supported by the OECS. And really the vision of the project is to assist in creating the whole digital economy. And so within that project there are activities that support citizens accessing services online, business doing all of their transactions or all of their processes rather online, that more or less facilitate us not having to stand in long lines, not having to necessarily go to a bank and collect funds from an ATM to go to pay for something, but being able to pay for it online really.
That is amazing. And so right now what we are hearing is that it really has contributed to the efficiency in the operations on island. So can you also tell us how that this has fostered even greater technology adoption, innovation, and digital skills among the local community?
Well, one of the things that we often say within the digital project is if you are sending people online, then you also have to give them the skills to be able to go online. And so we would have opened 16 innovation hubs where we offer training, training at different levels. So you have the basic level, just knowing how to turn on a computer, how to access the internet. Training as far as being able to develop a website. So imagine you're a small to medium-sized business and you want to be part of the digital economy. You want to have that online presence, but you don't have the skills to develop that website. And so under the project, we are providing classes at no cost to the citizen or to a business owner to get that particular skills, how to develop a website, how to create flyers to advertise your business and so on. So I can say that, it's impacting in that one, you are getting the skills that you need. 2, you're also getting an opportunity to put your business online. That is something you would or may have had to pay for, contract somebody to do it for you. But as an owner, you're actually in a position to reduce your costs by being able to do it yourself. So, and then the whole issue of payment, the fact that somebody could actually go online and pay for a service, it's now for now cash, so to speak. You don't have to, me as a citizen, often I walk in town and I wish to purchase something, but I'm not a cash person, so I would tend to have to pass this item straight because I'm not going to go to an ATM to come back unless it's something really, really important. That's a loss for me. That's also a loss for the business. And so with the opportunity to be able to pay for services online, pay for goods online, then you find a win-win situation. Small business owner, now for now cash, you getting what it is that you want.
And so, can you tell us a bit about the supporting agencies behind the project?
The whole issue of being a digital economy started off back in 2017 after Hurricane Maria, where the government felt that it was important to have a resilient country. Because as we realized, businesses were severely impacted, government services were severely impacted. And what you wanted is that whenever you had these major shocks, that within a very short period of time, you could be back on your feet. Persons could, like Dr. Chopin was stating, persons could do transactions. Whereas back then, persons had to go to the ATMs were closed. So what the government firstly started off by doing was to ensure that we beefed up our infrastructure, to ensure that all of our government institutions, our primary institutions, were all interconnected by a WAN infrastructure. So that all, even if there's no power, most of the locations could still speak with each other. To ensure that there was also redundancy, that in the event, let's say, any of these cables were cut, you could still have communication by Wi-Fi. You could also have direct access, and you could also have satellite connectivity. It also included having proper data centers, so in case one data center went down, there was another one that would still be available. So it was very important to ensure that the infrastructure was put in place. And because the government also realized that the digital was the way forward, that we didn't want anyone to be left behind, and that's where the whole issue of the different projects, and especially the digital transformation project came into play, was to ensure that our people are educated and are skilled in order to maximize on these. So the people come first, the businesses come first, and also the government, because the government is a critical part in terms of making all of these persons work together. So that's why it was important to make sure that we had the infrastructure in place. We also put in place a digital strategy so that everyone knew how we were going forward. And we continue to move forward in terms of putting in place digital roadmaps for the various sectors, because you have agriculture, you have tourism, you have education, you have health, and you also have finance. So all of these sectors also need to have a particular roadmap to ensure we can move forward in the right direction. Take, for example, education. We don't want persons to be learning about digital economy when they are in sixth form. It should really start right from the time that they're in primary school. And as Dr. Jape said, in terms of our digital hubs, we have many people who are telling, hey, you need to go online, you need to learn these things, but how are we going to provide them with the facilities and the access to do that? That's where the digital hubs come into play, where someone can actually go to those hubs and learn the basics and actually do courses throughout the time when we have specific programs that will help them in the various courses. And that also ties in even with the private sector in terms of doing work with them to find out what are the true areas that they need supporting, and to provide them with that type of support so that they can do business. And like she mentioned, very important is the whole issue of companies, and small companies especially, using the cashless wallets, digital wallets, using mobile banking, using Dcash, using mLedger, again, to make it much easier, because many people are shopping online, which means if I'm shopping online out of Dominica, I want to be able to do the exact same thing. And we really don't want persons to miss out on the opportunity for sales, because Dr. Jape is very right. If I'm walking down the street and I don't have money, I will only go to the organizations that are going to accept my cashless transactions. And that is money that you're losing. So some people get worried that I may have to pay a 2% fee or 1% fee, but all of that is a cost of doing business. So I really implore them to not make that hold them back from moving forward and accepting and coming to the courses that we have, because all of these things are going to help them. Many people get scared about hacking, and that's why we have the digital literacy courses, and we have courses on cybersecurity, so that you can protect not only yourself and your business, but you also have to be able to protect.
Viewers can catch the full discussion on GIS channels on Digital 107 and Flow Channel 7, or via our social media pages. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I am Adicia Burton. Thanks for watching.